Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 10th of February 2023. Let's start with our session. Which institution conducted the G20 cyber security exercise and drill? So the secretary in Ministry of Electronics and IT has inaugurated the G20 cyber security exercise and drill. And CERT in means the Indian Computer Emergency Response Team conducted this cyber security exercise and drill in the hybrid mode under India's G20 presidency, and over 400 domestic and international participants attended this particular drill. Talking about G20, India has taken the G20 presidency from 1st of December 2022 for next 1 year, and we have taken this presidency from the country Indonesia. Okay, here correct answer would be the Indian Computer Emergency Response Team. Next is, which union ministry implements the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana scheme? So this is a flagship scheme of Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, and it is implemented by the National Skill Development Corporation. Okay, so Union Budget 2023 aims to give a push to the job creation through proposals such as Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana 4.0 and setting up of 30 Skill India International Centers to encourage expansion in businesses and industry. Fine. So Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship implements this Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana scheme. Now can you tell me what is the fixed interest rate of Mahila Samman Bachat Patra that has been announced recently? So in the Union Budget 2023, Finance Minister announced the Mahila Samman Bachat Patra, which is a one-time new small saving scheme for a 2-year period up to March 2025. And this initiative will avail a deposit facility for a woman up to 2 lakh rupees for a 2-year period at a fixed interest rate of 7.5% with partial withdrawal option as well. And the maximum deposit limit of Senior Citizen Savings Scheme was increased from 15 lakh rupees to now 30 lakh rupees. Fine. So you have to remember that the fixed interest rate of this Mahila Samman Bachat Patra is 7.5%. Okay. Next is, as per the proposed National Data Governance Policy, India Data Management Office will be formed under which ministry? So Union Budget 2023 has announced that the National Data Governance Policy will be brought out to boost innovation and research by the startups and academia. So it seeks for the formation of an India Data Management Office under the IT Ministry, and this new policy reform will be offered as a part of India Dataset program to the artificial intelligence ecosystem. Okay, answer would be Electronics and IT Ministry. So this India Data Management Office will be formed under Electronics and IT Ministry. Now can you tell me who are the beneficiaries of PM Vikas scheme that was announced in the Union Budget 2023? So Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced a new initiative for empowering the Vishwakarma community. And the PM Vikas Yojana will provide support by providing the skills training to the artisans and the craftsmen who are engaged in traditional and skilled profession. So this special package will help to integrate them with MSME value chain. Okay, and what is the full form of PM Vikas? It is Pradhan Mantri Vishwakarma Kaushal Samman. Okay, So who are the beneficiaries of this scheme? Answer would be artisans. Fine. Next is, the union budget announced a mission to eliminate the sickle cell anemia by which year? So Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said while presenting the union budget 2023-24 that the center will work in mission mode to eliminate the sickle cell anemia by the end of 2047. And this program will include awareness creation and universal screening of 7 crore people who are in between 0 and 40 years of age group in affected tribal areas, and counseling would be done through collaboration of central ministries and the state government. Fine. So we have decided to eliminate sickle cell anemia by 2047. Next is, which union ministry released the e-waste management amendment rules 2023? So Ministry of Environment, Forest and the Climate Change issued the e-waste management amendment rules 2023, and it seeks to amend the e-waste management rules 2022 by adding cadmium and the lead chemical in the solar panels, solar photovoltaic panels, etc. And they will come into force from 1st of April 2023. So this rule has been released by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Now recently UNICEF has released a particular report named as Prospects for Children in the Polycrisis. And it explains the polycrisis as multiple simultaneous crises that are strongly interdependent. And as per the report, some effects of the crisis include, for example, higher food and energy prices, which leads to global hunger and malnourishment, limited access to healthcare, slow recovery from learning losses, etc. So simply you can be asked that which institution has released this particular Prospects for Children in the Polycrisis report? Answer would be UNICEF. What's inside the report is not at all important. Only thing you have to remember is this is a report from UNICEF. Next is, what is the expansion of PVTG with respect to government scheme? Actually, Finance Minister stated that Pradhan Mantri PVTG development mission will be launched to improve the socio-economic conditions of the particularly vulnerable tribal groups. Okay, and 15,000 crore rupees will be made available to implement the mission in the next 3 years under the development action plan for the scheduled tribe. Okay, so what is the expansion of PVTG? Particularly vulnerable tribal groups. Option number 1. Okay. Next is, which institution funds the project which has developed a robot to clean the oil tanks? So Bangalore based startup Beta Tank Robotics has developed a robot which can operate in oil tanks in the petroleum refineries, and it was incubated at IIT Guwahati, and the project was funded by the state-owned Oil India Limited. So this robot does the job similar to a vacuum cleaner and thereby eliminate the risk to the human being. So answer would be Oil India, and who has developed this robot? Answer would be Beta Tank Robotics. Next is, India agreed to constitute the task force to boost cooperation in semiconductor industry with which country? So India and USA have agreed to constitute a task force to boost cooperation in semiconductor industry, and this task force will involve India's Semiconductor Mission, India Electronics Semiconductor Association, and the US Semiconductor Industry Association. And this was announced during the inaugural meeting of the Initiative on Critical and Emerging Technologies, right? Answer would be USA. Few days back we have discussed this question, that India launched the Initiative on Critical and Emerging Technologies with which country? Answer is USA, right? Why? To expand their strategic technology partnership and defense industrial cooperation between the government, businesses and academic institutions. Okay. Next question is extremely important. Which city is the host of the first G20 Sustainable Financial Working Group meeting? So the first G20 Sustainable Financial Working Group meeting was recently inaugurated in Guwahati in the state of Assam. And the guest delegates visited several places of importance like Kaziranga National Park, Pobitora Wildlife Sanctuary, Gorbhanga Reserve Forest, Brahmaputra's River Island and Brahmaputra Heritage Center. Okay, so the host for first G20 Sustainable Financial Working Group meeting is Guwahati, Assam. Yesterday we have talked about Dholavira, and Dholavira lies in the state of Gujarat, right? Next is Mishti, which was announced in the Union Budget 2023, is related to which field? So Union Finance Minister announced an initiative called as Mishti, the full form of which is Mangrove Initiative for Shoreline Habitat and Tangible Income. Listen once again. Mangrove Initiative for Shoreline Habitat and Tangible Incomes. Okay. And under the scheme, mangrove plantations will be taken up along the country's coastline apart from salt pans wherever feasible through the convergence of the Job Guarantee Scheme under Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme and the Compensatory Afforestation Fund and other resources. Okay. So what is the full form of Mishti? It is important. And with which field it is related to? That is mangrove plantations. Next is Upper Bhadra Project, which was mentioned in the Union Budget, is located in which Indian state? So Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced a grant of 5,300 crore rupees for the Upper Bhadra irrigation project in the state of Karnataka in the Union Budget 2023. And this fund will be used to provide sustainable micro irrigation and filling up of surface tank for the drinking water. And Karnataka was the only state that was mentioned in the budget. Fine. So this project is for Karnataka state. Next is, what is the total budget outlay announced for Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana? So in the Union Budget 2023, the government enhanced the outlay for Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana by 66% to now 79,000 crore rupees. And Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana is an initiative by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. And also Finance Minister has proposed to use permanent account number card, that is PAN card, as a common identifier for all digital systems of government agencies. Okay. So the total budget outlay for Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana is 79,000 crore rupees. Now what is the total capital outlay that has been allotted for the railways in the Union Budget 2023? So Indian Railway has been allocated a capital outlay of 2.4 lakh crore rupees in the Union Budget, and this is the highest ever allocation to the national transporter. Last year, a gross budgetary support of 1.37 lakh crore rupees was allotted, and it is estimated that there is a need to lay 1 lakh kilometers of tracks in over the coming 25 years because more goods movement shift from road to railway, right? So you can be asked that what is the total capital outlay that has been allotted for the railways in the Union Budget 2023. So that amount is 2.4 lakh crore rupees. Next is Reliance Consumer Product announces a strategic partnership with Maliban biscuit manufacturers based in which country? Reliance Consumer Product announced strategic partnership with Sri Lanka's Maliban biscuit manufacturers, and Reliance Consumer Product Limited is the FMCG arm of Reliance Retail Ventures Limited. And Maliban is Sri Lanka's pioneering biscuit manufacturer, which is well known for the last 70 years for its range of product. Fine. So this biscuit company is from Sri Lanka. Now recently, Reserve Bank of India has released the Digital Payment Index, and it releases this index twice a year to measure the adoption of online transactions, digital payments across India. And as per the recent data, the digital payment registered a growth of 24.13% in 1 year through September 2022. And this DPI stood at 377.46 in September 2022 against 349.30 in March 2022 and 304.06 in September 2021. So simply you can be asked that which institution releases the Digital Payment Index. Answer would be Reserve Bank of India. So these are the most important current affairs and the news from today. And now let's start with our November 2022 current affairs revision session. And this is part 10 in the series. So today we'll be doing the questions from 136 up to question number 150. Let's start. When is the National Press Day observed in India? So the Press Council of India celebrates the National Press Day on 16th of November. And this year the theme was the media's role in nation building. Okay, this was the theme. National Newborn Week is observed in which month every year? We observe this week in the month of November. And National Health Mission observes the National Newborn Week from 15th of November to 21st of November every year. And aim is to spread awareness on child survival and care for the newborn for a healthy nation, right? And this year the theme was ensuring quality health care for every newborn. Okay. As per the Corporate Affairs Ministry, which state added the most number of new companies? This is Maharashtra state. Maharashtra has added the most number of new companies since the outbreak of COVID-19, and Maharashtra is then followed with Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh has added nearly 30,000 new companies in the last 3 years. When is the International Day for Tolerance observed every year? So we observe this day on 16th of November. And as we know that UNESCO created a prize for the promotion of tolerance and non-violence called as UNESCO Madan Jeet Singh Prize. Yesterday we have talked about this prize, and you have to tell me who has been awarded with this prize in the year 2022. Which technology company is developing a model that can support the 1000 most spoken languages of the world? This is Google. So Google is developing a model that can support the 1000 most spoken languages of the world, and Google is working on an artificial intelligence language model which can do this, and aim is to improve AI language models for diverse use cases across the world. Fine. Next is, who has been appointed as the chairman of the National Pension System Trust? Answer would be Mr. Suraj Bahan. So Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority has appointed Suraj Bahan as the chairman of the National Pension System Trust. And this trust is responsible for managing funds under the national pension system. Basically, he joined the Indian Economic Service in 1983, and then he retired as Director General of Labour Bureau, Chandigarh. Which state organized the Silver Jubilee edition of its Tech Summit? Answer would be Karnataka. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the Silver Jubilee edition of Bangalore Tech Summit, and the inauguration ceremony was attended by the French President Emmanuel Macron and different ministers from the country, UAE, Australia and Finland. The maximum number of foreigners who visited India during extended period of COVID restrictions was from which country? This is USA. And then it is followed with Bangladesh. at 2nd position. Next is Shiva Narwal, Arjun Babuta and Mehuli Ghosh, who were seen in the news recently, play which sport? They are related to shooting. So basically in the Asian Air Gun Championship 2022 that was being held in South Korea, India's Shiva Narwal won the gold in the men's 10-meter air pistol. In the women's 10-meter air pistol youth competition, Kanishka Dagar, Yashasvi Joshi and Harnavdeep Kaur clinched gold. Arjun Babuta and Mehuli Ghosh win gold in 10 meters air rifle mixed team. So they all are related to shooting. Which state is celebrating the birth anniversary of the tribal leader Lachit Barphukan? Answer would be Assam state. Assam state has organized the 400th birth anniversary celebration of legendary general of Assam Lachit Barphukan. Next is, what is the theme of World Antimicrobial Awareness Week 2022? This week is observed every year from 18th of November to 24th of November, and this year theme was Preventing Antimicrobial Resistance Together. Which racing driver won the Brazilian F1 Grand Prix title in 2022? It was won by George Russell. Second was Lewis Hamilton and third was Carlos Sainz. Which state signed a memorandum of understanding with Indian Council of Cultural Relations to help artists of the state? Answer would be Bihar state. Bihar government has signed this MOU with ICCR to help artists, handicraft and ethnic art to get international exposure. Which sports person has been elected as the chairperson of Athletes Commission of Indian Olympic Association? This is 6-time World Women's Boxing Champion and Olympic medalist Mary Kom. She was elected as chairperson of Athletes Commission of Indian Olympic Association. Who is the first Indian to be chosen to the International Table Tennis Federation's Athletes Commission? This is Sharat Kamal. So he is the first Indian to be chosen to the International Table Tennis Federation's Athlete Commission. Basically 8 athletes, 4 men and 4 women were chosen for Athletes Commission from Asia, Africa, America, Europe and Oceania, and they will serve for next 4 years, that means from 2022 to 2026. And Sharat Kamal has already been selected for Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award. Fine. So these are the next 15 questions from the month of November, and tomorrow we'll continue it from 151 up to 165. I hope these sessions are helping you in revising the current affairs and preparing for your examination in a better way. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Minu Zahadsana signing off.